On Sunday, we had the Canadian Grand Prix. And it was honestly a really fun and exciting race. I loved it. Max Verstappen won. Carlos Sainz got second and fastest lap for Ferrari. Lewis Hamilton got on the podium and finished third. George Russell was fourth. Charles Leclerc was fifth. Sixth was Esteban Ocon with Alpine. And seventh was Fernando Alonso, also with Alpine. A few big things happened. First of all, early on during lap 8 of the race, Red Bull driver Sergio Perez lost power. He was stuck in gear. Seemed like a transmission problem. It was, in fact, gearbox failure. So he had to retire, did not finish the race. No points for Sergio Perez. Big loss for Red Bull. Bam, right off the bat. One of the best parts of this race was watching Ferrari driver Charles Leclerc move up from P19, starting on the back of the grid, P19 and finishing in 5th. That was fun, entertaining, and exciting the entire way. Charles Leclerc qualified badly, plus he had a penalty for getting a new power unit after Baku. It was his third time. It's one more time than allowed. Ferrari leaned into it and said, why not start on the back row and just take another penalty? So they also added new components to the power unit. I think all in all, it was a solid weekend for Ferrari. Carlos Sainz got second. Sergio Perez had to retire, so they gained ground on Red Bull. Leclerc went from P19 to P5. Like, for Ferrari, that's a pretty good weekend, I think, actually. Now, there's a safety car near the end of the race, and the result was that with 15 laps to go, we got a race restart, and it brought the pack together, created tension. And I was thinking, maybe Carlos Sainz in second can challenge Max Verstappen for the win. He couldn't, but I appreciated the moment. And I genuinely wasn't sure who was going to win. And then on top of all of that, Lewis Hamilton finally had a great drive. He got onto the podium. He finished ahead of his teammate George Russell. So, Lewis kind of struck back this week. I thought that the race was fun. There was tension. I think one of my favorite parts of the race was when it's funny listening to the radio. Fernando Alonso hates Lewis Hamilton. They once drove together for McLaren. Fernando Alonso was in second and third for a lot of the race. He actually qualified second. There's a moment where he pits and Lewis Hamilton pits, and he's like, where did Lewis come out? Behind Esteban. And he goes, you know what to do. Slow him down. Like, he loves to race hard against Lewis Hamilton. Fernando Alonso himself, he refused to take a pit stop during 2 different virtual safety car opportunities. I think that put him ahead, but his tires were not where they needed to be. By lap 29, George Russell was behind him, gaining ground quickly. He finally had to pit. Ultimately, he finished 7th. I don't think it's a great day for him, but I love Fernando Alonso. I think that, man, he's a tough, competitive, old-school driver. I respect his team, Alpine. They've come a long way. They're arguably now the 4th best team right now in F1 ahead of McLaren. So here are the team or constructor standings after Canada. First, you have Red Bull. They got 304 points. In second, you got Ferrari with 228 points. Then third is Mercedes with 188 points. Fourth is McLaren right now with 65 points. Pushing them is Alpine in fifth with 57 points. And then in sixth is Alfa Romeo with 51 points. Here are the driver standings. In first, you have Max Verstappen with 175 points. In second is the other Red Bull driver, Sergio Perez, with 129 points. In third is Charles Leclerc with 126 points. Fourth is George Russell with 111 points. Fifth is Carlos Sainz with 102 points, And sixth is Lewis Hamilton with Sixth is Lewis Hamilton with 77 points. I got to drink water. I'm choking really bad. The next race is on July 3rd at Silverstone. I'm excited. Should be fun and a good way to enjoy the 4th of July.